So one to go. What a ride it's been for you.
It has been an incredible journey, and one to go, so we won't take our eyes off that big game at the weekend. But yeah, seems a long time ago when it all started out. To be honest, we've had a few of these, haven't we? So last one, and yeah, we're looking forward to the weekend now.
We've so much spoken about records and loads of numbers are associated with your football team for all different reasons and all good reasons. But in terms of your feeling going into the weekend and how you will feel walking out at Turf Moor, you've already accomplished your main objective, which was to win promotion. How will that feel, do you think, on Saturday for you?
Yeah, I think it will be a good feeling, of course. I absolutely have no doubt that I think once we get to the stadium, it will just be game mode, and it will feel like any other, which is we need to win, and we'll prep and we'll do everything going into the game to win, and maybe after the game we'll probably soak that up a little bit more. So yeah, as always, that's probably the main driver. Fair to say, I'm delighted the last game of the season comes at home in front of our home stadium and our own home fans, really. So and I'm sure they'll be, as always, right behind the team, and there'll be a special atmosphere there.
Yeah, to have secured promotion in front of your home supporters, to sign off for the season again in front of your home fans, that's worked out beautifully for you, hasn't it?
It's worked out unbelievable. Yeah, I just said that in a recent interview. Really, I was absolutely delighted that we managed to do it in front of our home fans against Sheffield, and that night. And then, like you said, timing is perfect for us that the last game of the season falls at home as well, and we get another time, a special time to spend with our supporters, them show us the appreciation what the players deserve, and likewise back to them, and the appreciation for their support throughout this year as well.
I think we know you pretty well now that it's very much game mind and game focus, because you've still got a job to do, and you couple that in with the fact that they've got so much to play for as well. There's a lot on the line on Saturday for yourselves and for other teams in the division as well.
There is, big weekend, and it always comes like that. We've got a big opportunity for us, and we need to go into this with a single focus like we have throughout the year. Millwall the same, they're playing for something here. So yeah, I think all eyes and all attention all week is now turned to this single game, which is obviously Millwall, and hopefully, like always, we can go in there, put a brilliant performance in. Certainly coming out the weekend's game where we was exceptional, we can try and execute something like that at that level to win the game.
And I guess the last thing you want is for you just to take your eye off the ball. Leeds drop points, you don't do your job. That won't be a good feeling, I guess, will it?
No, we don't. We do not want this season to end in any other way other than how it's gone throughout this year. We've got everything to hold on to here. Runs, records, in terms of everything what you suggested earlier, is something we hold truly dearly to us, that we'll, like always, we'll go in this game at 12:30 and we'll be committed as ever. And hopefully, like I said, we can go and get 3 points.
On Millwall, they really have picked up under Alex, haven't they?
He's done very well. Yeah, Alex done. Brilliant coach. Come across Alex a few times really, and has gone in there and done really, really well in terms of the way he sets his team up. An aggressive team in both phases of how they play the game. Always a tough game. Look, this was the last team we lost to, however many months ago, really, away from home. So we know the challenge, what lies ahead of us. And yeah, it'll be a tough game for us.
It seems strange when you're on such a brilliant run to think about that one game, that one defeat. But does it still stick in your throat a little bit?
It does, yeah. It does a little bit. To be honest with you. Yeah, looking back, it was a disappointing night for us. And like I said, it seems quite a long time ago, and it is a long time ago. So yeah, the challenge we faced that night was one which they're a good side and they know what they do. So we need to be fully aware of that at the weekend.
You're going to have to make a change up front, aren't you? Because Zian's not available. Just in terms of your options there, you got an idea already what you might do?
Yeah, I've got some ideas that I can. There's some ideas floating around where, so we'll see nearer to the time. We'll start prepping tomorrow, and we'll get to that decision. Certainly I'll get to that decision on how we go about what I feel's best to try and get the 3 points and for us to be our strongest. So there's some options there, and we'll get to that decision in due course, really.
And just on Fleming, maybe an appreciation for him, how well he's adapted and evolved in that position for you.
Yeah, he's done brilliant, done absolutely brilliant. And probably at times, certainly early on, obviously Flem's probably not played as a single nine, as a vocal point in a team. There's probably been more of a deeper player, a 10 coming onto things. We've used him all year really as that 9. I don't know how many goals he's got, 12, 13 odd goals. He's scored some absolute vital and crucial ones. So absolutely delighted to have him here. He was when we first brought him in, and he's proven that. So yeah, I'm gutted he misses this game, to be honest with you as well. So but he's done his fair share this year.
He probably could have had a few more on Saturday, couldn't he, as well?
Definitely.
yeah. Cool. Good luck.
Thank you.
Cheers. Just back on that last Millwall game, I think it's 182 days ago, that last defeat. Obviously, you don't want to lose games, but was that quite an important turning point for you in the season?
Probably was I wouldn't say it was a turning point. I think the other defeat, which was more of a turning point, was probably Preston in the Cup. But definitely this probably just give us a little jab and a little wake up to, did I anticipate that we would go and do what we've done since then? Probably not, if I'm being honest. I thought it'd be in a tough and competitive league, so full credit to this group. And this is the constant thing that I'm referencing to you guys, that when there's been some little bumps or there's been some noise, we've seemed to always react in the right way. And it's what this team seems to have done, really. So it was a long time ago when that defeat was, but it's at the forefront, really. Why
did you say the Preston Cup game was a turning point?
Well, it just was. I just felt that, look, defeats always do that, of course. And when you've been the team that we've been, noise starts around a defeat. While I understand you can lose football matches, that's just how it is. The fine margin sometimes. But at that moment, obviously, it was 3 goals or however many it was. And I think that was probably just another jab, which sometimes you do need. But as always, it's the reaction that you're going to find after that. We reacted incredibly well after that. That was a good test for us.
Yeah, you discussed without Zian. How's Lau Foster doing in terms of fitness at the moment?
Lau's doing okay. Yeah, he's back training with us. He's not in full training. He's been partially training, so we'll have to make a call on Lau pretty late, really. It might be a bit too much, or might come a little bit early, but he's progressing really well.
So that could get an appearance for Ashley Barnes. Could potentially be his last for the club. Is that a contract as well? Has there been any sort of thought about his future and what lies ahead for him?
Not at the moment. No, I've not really discussed in great detail next year, or certainly how it would look in terms of players' contracts. So 1 game left, and that's been the main voice. So yeah, Barnes has been incredible since he's come in, and opportunity for him the weekend as well, depending on the decision I make. So either way, if he starts or he comes off the bench, I know what we'll see, and there's a given with what we'll see, really.
Could Saturday be quite a bittersweet day? Maybe with quite a few players out of contract. Could be the last games this weekend.
Yeah, maybe. Of course, that's what last game of seasons always bring. They bring that, where players are out of contract and players may not be here next year. But like I said, I think that the season and the story and the memories that every single one of us hold are probably right at the front of all of our minds, really. And we'll enjoy this moment. Before we do that, we've got a job to do, which is play a game of football which we want to win.
Just looking beyond Saturday, in terms of pre-season, have those plans been set? Are they sort of in stone now? Yeah,
they've been planned now. So we started planning about 3-4 weeks ago for different scenarios. They were obviously in pencil because we didn't know where it was, but they're pretty much locked in now. We have a rough idea of, I have an idea. I know when we'll be back in and when we'll go away and stuff like that.
Will some of those games be accessible to supporters? Because I remember last year you sort of mentioned that, didn't you? That you came in quite late.
Yeah, the game schedule at this present time is the only thing that there's things in place, but I hope that is the case. I couldn't tell you for sure now, because I wouldn't want to not be concrete in what I'm saying, but I'm almost sure there'll be some games there.
In terms of recruitment over the summer, is there a particular sort of trait or quality you look for over everything else? I remember this time last summer, Vince Company talking about the profile of player you need in the Premier League. Is that something that maybe sort of you thinking about this moment in time?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the case. There's a certain profile. Of course, there's a profile, but there's loads of elements to recruitment. There's loads of elements to signing certain players. So you can't be too strong on one thing or the other. You need to weigh up a whole facet of what a player can bring, what he can't bring, where his elite qualities are, where they're not, and you're just always trying to balance that with what you've got in the squad. So again, them chats will be happening early, probably next week, in terms of our dynamics, what we have, what we probably need to improve, where we need to improve in all them areas, the mentality side, the physicality side, the technical, and we'll try and puzzle it together, which probably gives us an all-round fighting squad to go into the Premier League.
Of course, you can't be certain, but do you anticipate how active do you anticipate you being over the summer?
We like to, of course, we'll be searching, we'll be in the market. We're at the same time, I've got an incredible squad here that have absolutely given me and this football club absolutely everything. So we'll try and be clever. We'll try and improve where we can improve. But again, probably won't really have a clear idea until we actually know what the market is and where the market is for everything.
And finally, can I just ask about sort of the longer-term injured players like Bashir and Jordan Bayer? What's their sort of plan after Saturday? Do they have sort of individual plans, and is the hope they'll be back for the start of pre-season?
The hope's that, yeah, and that they'll have individual programs. That the whole team will have individual programs. Them guys coming out of long-term injuries will probably come in a little bit earlier, or pick up work a bit earlier, just obviously to be ready for the start of pre-season. So I'm hoping that by Bash, Ramsey, obviously, who's been involved the weekend anyway, but all them boys are back fighting fit, and we get them fresh for the start of season.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.